Our pronouns are told you so. The Daily Mojo.
And let's bring Raven in to save the day.
Oh,
Raven
thank
Harrison,
God
the
she's here.
conservative warrior. Hey, Raven, how are you?
Woo, entertaining.
I'm telling you, we're almost as entertaining as a Joe Biden speech as of late. It's been a while. So, first of all, how have you been? What have you been doing in the past few weeks that we haven't spoken?
I've been doing great. I'm zigzagging everywhere like usual. I'm in Florida right now. We were busting up a little ring of trying to get illegals to vote in our elections. We had someone in Palm Beach that was running Mi Familia Vota, which they were out there, no proof of citizenship, no driver's license, no nothing, no problem. And we just have to be on those front row. The company that I am with, that I am president of, is called ROAR, Restore Our American Republic. And if anybody wants to know the ROAR mission, we are taking care of our veterans. We're getting a commissary set up so that veterans can get medicine, food, supplies. They're being kicked out of food pantries for illegals. Their VA is plundering their money for illegals. So I am really, guys, we've got less than 4 months. And I am on the front line trying to get it done because, talk is cheap. So we got to get out there and kick some butt. You guys know how I do it.
Yep. And people can get more information on ROAR over at your website, ravenharrison.com. Correct?
Yes, you can get it at ravenharrison.com, the ROAR PAC, PAC.com, the ROAR Mission.com.
Okay, cool. All right. So you brought up an excellent point. 4 months until D-Day here in the United States. And I've given up. I have no idea what the hell is going to happen between now and November. Have you ever seen anything this crazy with regard to an election?
Not in America. You remember, I have 2 military parents, so I've lived in communism and I've seen where we're headed. And nobody can deal with it, especially not these, tin can shield, vegan latte people are not going to be the ones who fix this country. They need to sit this one out. But it is, what you're seeing is utter desperation. You're seeing the panic that comes because they can't win elections. But what we got to do is get people off of the distractions. Joe Biden is a distraction. He is a distraction. So while everybody is watching that, then what they're doing is quietly, they're slipping back in mail-in ballots. Remember, that was supposed to be for a pandemic. Why are the mail-in ballots, the ballot stuffing and harvesting coming back? Wisconsin, Michigan quietly have subbed in all of this cheating. And that's why they're not worried about the fact that Biden's a walking cadaver, because they already are planning to cheat. That's what people have to remember, is this isn't, the problem, it's a symptom. And we should be holding the Democrats and every single media who's complicit in this responsible. They've known for 3 years that this guy was a vegetable, and they put Americans at risk because they wanted power so badly. And I'm not just going to dog on the Democrats here, because the Republicans have an onus in too. Cowards, get to work. The American people are sick of it. And this is what we the people is, though. This is we the people. Again, stop waiting for these politicians to fix the problems they broke. They're not going to fix anything. You can't heal in the same environment that made you sick. It is going to be we the people who's going to hold their feet to the fire. And if you're not sure how to do that, join us here at ROAR, and I'll show you. We're going to be doing it. What I'm going to do and what you can do.
I have, and it was Michael Pelka who sent this this morning. It's from Ballotpedia. And this is a map of the United States showing where you need to have a photo ID to vote, where you don't have to have a photo ID, and where you don't have to have an ID at all, which to me is, I don't even know how you justify that. But you can see there are on the left and right coasts and a smattering of other states where this is going to be a huge problem. I mean, it's crazy
Correct.
that you don't. It's crazy that I don't even. How do you make the argument for not needing a form of ID to vote.
The way
That
that they
doesn't
have.
even.
All they've done
Say
is
that again.
continually try. All they do is racism, racism, racism. It's a one-trick pony. That's the left's argument for everything. Is it's racist. It's racist. So again, we've already debunked that argument. Many Black people have debunked. I'm Native American. I'll debunk it. It is nonsense. You have to have ID to drive a car, to check into a hotel,
Yeah.
to get a credit card, to get government benefits. Okay, and yet it's racist to ask for people to prove that they are allowed. But again, we shouldn't even be arguing this. The fact that this is going to the Supreme Court is ridiculous. This is a constitutional. Illegals are not allowed to vote in American elections, period. But yet that's what Joe Biden and the Democrats, people keep, they've let in 10 million people. Why would they do that? They did it because this is who they are going to get to vote. And we've just seen it. I've been on the front lines busting this for weeks. They are around giving these people IDs. If you look a lot in the X sphere, Brad, aren't you seeing these ones where employers are saying they're presenting Social Security cards? They said they had to wait 4 months. Mm-hmm. So they're getting apps, they're getting ID cards, they're getting Social Security cards, and they're registering them to vote. No questions asked. And we are just kind of going, oh, they're cheating. You think? Get to work. Get your feet on top of your legislators and your Congress people who are just sitting back tweeting to death. Guys, this isn't going to get it. And that's what I want to remind people. That's how we're losing it. That's why they're not as concerned with Joe Biden, is because the cheat is already in. They're already doing it. And by the time we get over it, it will already be done. We got to do it now.
It's also happening. I've been noticing that in some places, when you go to the DMV, either to get your license or to renew, they are, here it is in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvanians will now be automatically registered to vote when they go to the DMV, which is, I know. And in California, I think there's a couple of states now that make it legal for an illegal to get a driver's license. So yeah, you're right. I mean, it's happening. The cheating is happening right in front of our face. It's not even happening in the smoky back room, which people need to get out there. But a lot of people will say, "What the hell do I do?" Well, if they join your group, I mean, do you have instructions? Do you have ways that they can get involved in actually physically getting out there?
Yes, and that's the difference, Brad. People do a lot of talking, and we need people who are walking the walk now, not talking the walk. So what problem do we have? ROAR is a three-faceted approach. We have the super PAC, because politicians don't listen to people. They listen to money. So we have to be in control of the money. Then we've got the mission, which is the boots on the ground. Who better to lead the fight for our freedom than veterans? It is a veteran-led nonprofit that is we have swing state coverage. We're going to have people on the ground watching these ballots, these irregularities that nobody can foresee coming. And we're going to have, people there. We're going to have the resources, because what good is it if the poll worker sees cheating and she calls a number nobody answers? What good is it if the police don't show up? What good is it if we don't have judges on the ground who will regulate and legislate this? But what I implore to people is, the one thing the Democrats have is unity and a big war chest. So again, I know everybody wants their money, but donate. Roar PAC, Roar Mission. This is not going to put me in a house or to pay for our travel. This is going directly to a cause that you can see. You'll be able to see in the swing states what we're doing, where we're accomplishing it, and how much we need to protect the integrity. We only get one shot at this. And if we don't get this right, we're going to lose it. So I tell people, again, donate to the Roar PAC. That is our super PAC. And again, that keeps our boot on the neck of these politicians. And the Roar Mission is how the everyday person gets involved with military people in your neighborhood, in your area, that will show you how we're going to do it. Keep it simple. Bullet point. How do we fix this country? And that's the one thing you don't see, Brad, is verbs in the sentence. We have a lot of people talking about what's wrong, but we don't have anybody offering up solutions on what to do. No wonder the American people are frustrated. So we've taken care of that. And anybody can reach out to me directly. I'm always here.
All right, so it's the roarpack.com. The
Correct.
And put the in front of it. The Roarpack, ROAR, the roarpack.com. All right, so people can go there and they can get involved monetarily, or I'm assuming you have ways that they can, if you need boots on the ground as well. Meanwhile, back in, I want to get your thoughts on what is happening in D.C. with Biden. Who is it, do you think, in his camp? This is my theory, that there's somebody in his camp who is obviously a turncoat and is sabotaging him from within the Biden administration. Any thoughts about that? Do you think that's legit? And if so, who do you think it is?
Absolutely. Are you ready for it?
All right.
It's Obama. So Obama, and people don't understand how the DNC machine works. You are not allowed to step off the plantation. You are not allowed to have an unapproved vote. So what's happening is you're seeing a power struggle. They used Biden to keep control. Mm-hmm. They knew he was a vegetable 3 years ago. Obama made a comment at the Correspondents' Dinner about Joe's probably out in the parking lot talking to cones. They knew then that there was something wrong with him. And despite, the resident liar up there, Karine Jean whatever, who is, oh my gosh, normal people normally meet with Parkinson doctors 8 times a day. That's just a normal thing. So we're not going there. So what's happened is he's gone down faster than they thought. They knew he was a vegetable, but he's gone down faster than they expected. And they don't have the utility. The problem is Jill really likes being first lady. She really likes, all of this, because technically she's been his babysitter all his life. True story. So what I'm saying is, but now you've got that they need him, because if Jill or somebody else pulls the lid off of the fact that they put Americans at risk and put a vegetable in charge of the nuclear codes and did this, they're done. So right now you see the people using their power to kind of hip check. Joe Biden didn't write that letter saying unity. Joe Biden can't spell letter. So he didn't write that letter. Jill wrote that. And Jill has been doing his press conferences, but that's what the American people need to see, is there is a power struggle. They wanted him to step aside, and he really thinks he's president. So and Jill is not giving it up. So she's flexing her power and saying, you know what, and I think that there's a lot of blackmail going behind the scenes. There's been rumors that they're going to out Obama's true lifestyle. There's been a lot of rumors that have been speculated about, but remember, all these people have dirt. They're all dirty, and they're all blackmailing each other. So get the popcorn, patriots. This is it. It's crumbling.
Yeah. That's why they were so scared of Jeffrey Epstein, because he played that game. He had dirt on everybody. I'm sure Biden or Jill has dirt on everybody. Obama has dirt. Everybody. It's funny because they all have dirt on people except for Trump, it seems. Because if they had it, you would have seen it, right, Brad? Because now you've got Lou out there defaming Trump by saying, he's on the Epstein list. I've actually personally gone through that. What's released? Trump's name's not anywhere. That is a lie. It is a lie because they are desperate. They need to explain to the American people how they knowingly supported a vegetable. And that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to do damage. We didn't know until the debate that he was no, you've been covering for him, and now you're busted. And it's important the American people, regardless if you're a Democrat, independent, it is important to hold these people, because they're stealing your voice too. Here's my other theory within that whole thing is that, he was juiced, obviously, for the State of the Union address. Whatever cocktail they gave him worked pretty well. And so my thought was that before the debate, he was given something, but it wasn't what he thought it was. So he thought he was going to go out there and be all juiced up like he was during the State of the Union, but he wasn't, which means to me, it could be his physician that actually didn't give him the juice, because why would he have the confidence to step out there on the debate stage without having the shot that he knew he had been given before the State of the Union? Know what I'm saying?
I exactly know what you're saying. My theory, and it was on my presidential debate bingo card, so I actually wound up winning that, was great. But I think what it is they've got a mix of cocktail that would probably make Keith Richards blush. And they were giving him that before the State of the Union, and they had that perfectly timed. But the thing is, if you notice, they took 7 days. Who needs 7 to 10 days to prepare for a debate? He's been a politician for 50 plus years, and he needs 7 days to prepare for a debate. They were trying to adjust his schedule so that he wouldn't sundown during this event. They were trying to adjust the cocktail. But did you see him the next day, Brad? Not only was he orange, because I thought orange men were bad, he was orange.
Right.
Okay, but he was completely, the opposite end of the spectrum. His meds kicked in a day late, so I know somebody got fired. So his meds were there, but they kicked in 1 day too late, and crazy. And then had another episode on Air Force One, and which again, that didn't happen. Oh wait, it may have happened, but it's normal. It's just utterly ridiculous at this point watching them try to cover this. But he still got the cocktail. It just kicked in a day late.
So what do you think is going to happen between now and November? Will he be the candidate? If not, who will?
I don't think he physically has the stamina. And I want to qualify that, Brad, by saying I dislike Biden, Obama, Hillary, Pelosi in the strongest possible terms I could use. But I do not wish any ill. I do not wish any harm upon them. And watching what they are doing to Joe Biden, despite how I absolutely loathe that man, is painful to watch. That man needs to be allowed to get the care and taken out. But I think they're going to ride this until Joe Biden just can't do it anymore. And he's almost at that point. So they're going to try to pretend that Joe Biden is fit. They know he's not. And they've got Gavin Newsom and a combination of Michelle Obama behind the scenes gearing up. If you're noticing, Gavin Newsom can't even be bothered to stay and continue to ruin California and deal with the $8 a gallon gas and all that other stuff. He's zigzagging around, Biden, me, Biden. So that's what you see that's going on. So what they're going to do, but he's on the ballot. They've painted themselves into a corner because they've missed the deadline to take Joe Biden off as the nominee. So what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to ride it until they just can't and hope and pray he makes it till November. Then they're going to try to figure out to explain to the people how they're not using Kamala. Why? That they've got Gavin, Michelle, Hillary, all these names, and none of them are Kamala, that are holding this because they know guaranteed if Kamala steps into this role, she'll enjoy her sunlight for a minute and then she will lose. She might as well just hand Trump the keys herself.
Yep. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens between now and then, because like I said, I've given up on trying to figure out, because I think at this point we could have aliens landing on the front lawn of the White House between now and then. That I think everything is a possibility.
We're going to consider that a rescue instead of an abduction at this point.
I think you're right. Raven Harrison, as always, it is a pleasure. You can get more information at ravenharrison.com or The Roar Pack, ROARPAC, theroarpack.com. And Raven, you are a marvelous example of how people can really get involved. So, as always, I thank you and look forward to the next time. Be safe out there.
And Brad, I just want to say one thing. You are correct. And thank you for always having me. Love you guys to death. Just want to remind patriots, this isn't the time to get down. This isn't the time to get weary. Remember, God said to either we trust him or we don't, to be of good cheer, for I have overcome. We just don't get mad, get engaged. We can do this. We can do this. We did it once. We're going to do it again. We will get our country back. So don't give up.
Amen, sister. I appreciate you. Thanks, Raven.
Watch and listen at thedailymojo.com.